Tyrese?
Tyrese got at you.
He was on your ass, yeah.
Tyrese,
Yeah.
y'all explain to the audience.
Yeah.
No, I don't know what happened.
Oh, now you gonna get a? Oh, I thought you was getting.
I'm not
Oh,
gonna
okay.
Look, now she magically don't know.
Well,
a real stepper.
Shut the fuck
A
up.
real stepper here.
Okay. I thought we stopped. So Tyrese has some things to say about Joe's comments in response to when we talked about him and his divorce with his thing. What's her name? Samantha.
His ex-wife is, that's the name, yeah.
He didn't take too kindly to the words that Joe had to say.
Bitter.
He did big.
Bitter. He kept saying he was
Big the
bitter.
rest of the cast up. He said that we held him down better than Joe did. He was kind of disappointed in that.
I think he was more disappointed in the album review or lack thereof.
You think that's what motivated that? Or?
I don't know. I can't tell his motivations, but
I do think that he was really disappointed in the bitter thing.
He kept talking about
And
the
about
bitter.
him crying, right?
About him, crying. I think he kind of tried to correlate saying that every time Tyrese goes to Breakfast Club
He
and has a
cries.
successful thing there, Joe has something negative to say.
okay.
That's what I got from it. But
Then he tried to instigate and say that, well, not instigate, but he was saying that Joe his knees getting old. He got to bend down
Yeah,
and
it's
get
time for
married.
you- at
It's
some
time to
point
be
you have to-
proposed.
yeah.
I was like, this niggas is wilding. I said, Joe, it's time, man. Get on your knees. He's getting old, man. You getting old. It's time to propose. And I said,
I do think, because the way he spoke about you, he really does speak of you in a way, and I don't know how good of a friend you guys are or acquaintances, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I do think that he probably expected more from you in the understanding of what he's going through. And I think he kind of takes your word more serious than someone else. I think
agree with that.
I think the bitter title just really hurt, and I can see how that can hurt coming from a friend who you would want them to see what you're going through and actually highlight.
Joe's been vulnerable in his mental health bag and his emotional bag. So to sit up there and kind of clown me a little bit about my emotional outbursts,
He wanted some
I can
grace.
see how, I can see it. Speak, nigga.
What would you like me to say? Y'all was busy going on this tantrum about how you understand this, guys. Go ahead.
Don't say this, guys.
Y'all understand. I see where he's coming from, his mind. Who the
Joe,
fuck asked y'all to see where a nigga dissing me was coming from? Anyway, what y'all think?
Yo, you a sick nigga for that.
Nutcase.
What the fuck is wrong with these niggas?
No, what's wrong with you?
You just said it.
Hey, J-Wall. No, please. You hear these niggas? Hey,
Joe, there's something
I
wrong with
went
you.
to the bathroom because I didn't hear one word of what Tyrese had to say.
Okay, cool.
Not one word. Not one word.
Yeah, right.
I'm telling you, not one word.
If you wrote it, I
I
read it.
protect my space. If I see someone that I love saying hurtful things, and in the caption it says, someone Joe Budden loves is about to say hurtful things about him, I don't read it.
Joe, you're fucking lying.
I
dog,
swear
you
to
talking
God,
to
I
us,
did
bro.
not hear what Tyrese had to say about Joe Budden. Y'all understand anything that come from his brain? I'm sitting there telling you, it's like, oh no, you did. You did. I didn't, nigga.
Okay, so
I
now
did not
So
hear.
should we play
Okay,
it?
so for the betterment of a broadcast, we're telling you what he said. He was disappointed. He said at some point you would have to bend on a knee at a certain point. You should probably look forward to that because maybe your opinion of how he seems bitter would be a little different. Why would that not be a...
I'm not mad at his perception of that, nor am I here to try to change his mind. Tyrese is bitter,
Is Tyrese your friend?
I would say.
Okay. Do you think sometimes how you can display...
He sat right here and I called him bitter.
Okay.
It-
Oh, I wasn't here for that, so I didn't know. All right. Okay.
What do you say to the people that would say you're bitter? I looked up bitter. I said, hey, I'm people too, by the way. You are bitter. I think that Tyrese is bitter.
Okay.
I don't think there's nothing wrong with saying it. I also think that Tyrese is too great of a talent and a man to die on the hills that he's dying on. I'm also a fan of Tyrese, so when I go buy the album and every song is what it was, then it just is what it is.
Why? Let me ask you a question. Why bitter, not broken?
That's a better B.
What, you broken?
And if I want to hear my friend say that, I would rather hear I would want to hear the broken before the bitter. And I can see how broken could fit better than bitter.
How? Tell me. Broken would, for me, broken would mean there's a few areas of your life that seem to be in disarray. Tyrese, when he hit the net and go on these
Tangents.
public tantrums, is only one area that he's discussing. That's kind of what I mean about me.
We've all gone through bad breakups.
And niggas have been there to say, yo, you bitter.
No.
They were there for me to say you bitter.
I ain't never call you that. I've seen people where they were broken. They were broken emotionally. They were broken spiritually. You could be broken mentally. That don't necessarily constitute bitter. Bitter is said with a negative context with no grace. Broken is a little bit more sympathetic and graceful.
And he has other things that he's experienced within that time that could lead to that level of brokenness. So
he's had a lot of death in his family, shit like that he talked about.
If when I speak, if I was out of line and when I speak to him, I'll apologize for making him feel that way. Like, I'm not here to just be Mr. Evil.
No, y'all cool.
But I don't think it's such a horrible thing to point out that somebody that you are a fan of is coming off bitter, and it seems like they're kind of losing a little bit of.
His video didn't seem that like angry or mean-spirited.
No, it didn't.
Yeah, it wasn't.
No,
Yeah,
it seemed like a more disappointed
Yeah.
thing. Like, yo, you my man, and
It seemed more like you just don't understand because you've never been married. It was really
Yeah.
kind of the theme that I've got
The gist of
from
it.
it.
I'm open to that too.
Yeah.
I'm open to that too.
Said he's still dealing with it, so.
you've been married too.
Excuse me?
Like, you've been married. Like, you've been
I
through.
have not been married.
Not legally
Common
married,
law.
but no. When you've been in these long,
It's not the same.
it's not the same because when you
Talk
walk
to
away,
him, husband. Tell him.
when you
Tell
walk
him.
away, you don't have to. There's nothing
Yeah.
else. You just
That's
walk
true.
away.
No,
If
I
I was
agree.
wrong for how I handled Tyrese, then I'll address him privately and deal with it. And I'm open to that. Again,
And also,
I'm
he's a
not
very
trying-
religious guy, so there's even that. Beyond the, you can just walk away.
Like
He
when it-
also is like big into religion. And so the marriage part, the being one with God and all that shit.
And he was here, my nigga. We saw him. Like, he loved that lady, so he fucked up. Like, that's it. Just in a nutshell.
Just sounds like
We can
mentally he
close it
put
up.
all his baskets, not all of his baskets,
His
but he
eggs
put
in
a
one basket.
big part of his life and happiness and growth into that marriage, and to see it not, build and blossom
Play
the
out
way
the
he
way,
thought.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's why I take the more broken side than the bitter. So yeah, when you now start doing music and you don't have no way to flush this out, I'm going to flush it all out through the music. When I'm still going through a divorce, still going through a
Yeah,
child
but-
support proceeding.
Yeah,
I'm gonna-
I guess the term bitterness is kind of applied to the fact that it's a continuous thing over the course of like
Years.
a couple of years. At what point does brokenness then become bitter?
Well,
it's
well, if your ex is on social media and people are bigging her up, that can add on to it. If you can't escape that, a lot of times things be private and you can escape and deal with it in private. But she's on social media, she's being highlighted for the stance that she's taking on life, and he probably feel like that's either hypocrisy and you're not dealing with me the same way.
if you signed the prenup,
or you didn't deal with me like that.
and after the divorce, you're still having to go through court because you're still like you figured, hey, I lined up everything so that if after this I can now go about my life the way I want, and I'm still not able to. That's not bitter. That's like I'm still having to deal with the repercussions of a marriage that I've
That
removed
is
myself
exactly bitter. Life.
Those circumstances
things don't
can
just
embitter
go your
you.
way in life.
especially court proceedings that can embitter you.
We forgetting. We could get off this point. We forgetting that in that Breakfast Club interview, he talked about more than just him losing Shorty.
mother.
He talked about him losing dear family members that were close to him. He talked about losing his wife. He talked about multiple things that could have him in an emotionally fucked up state, in a broken place. It's just not the girl. He talked about losing his moms and talked about losing his sister.
Yeah.
Like that, it'll have you fucked up. So somebody that you wanted to lean on or somebody you wanted to fall on, now you can't even fall on them because they out here doing whatever they doing. And no disrespect to that lady, but that might have been his crutch, and now the crutch is gone. You fucked up out here.
Not just gone, it's actually playing into more of your
Beating you up some more. Yeah.
So,
I don't know.
That's true.
But salute to Tyrese.
You know what I'm
That's
saying?
true. What y'all saying?
Neutral button.